Hello and welcome to the Forum Podcast. This week we're joined by the dastardly Dan, the curmudgeonless Casey, the loquacious Lewis, and, as always, lippy Liam.
What's bonfire night in the United Kingdom? I have no idea what that is.
Liam's our resident historian.
Quick on Wiki, then. Come on, bring it up.
Basically, terrorism. It's like IRA 0.5.
Nice.
So I think, if I got it the right way around, I think the king wasn't Catholic. I think. And that was bad back then, so they wanted to burn him up.
Definitely.
That's pretty much it. And Guy Fawkes got diddled for it, even though he was just a mercenary, I think. And you know where he got his start? Old Guy Fawkes was blowing up windmills in Netherlands.
Really? Interesting.
That's why they picked him.
And yet they don't celebrate it in Holland, apparently.
Yeah.
But is this an official holiday in the Netherlands, the United Kingdom?
We don't get it off. There's just fireworks for like 3 days.
To celebrate the failed attempt at blowing up Parliament.
Yeah, you blow
Yeah,
stuff
so
up.
to celebrate him not doing it, we then blow stuff up.
Well,
That can't be it.
That's not the concept. So what you're meant to do is you're meant to have a guy, which you named after Guy Fawkes. You put it in the middle of a fire and you light the fire, and the guy's meant to burn. That's the concept of bonfire night.
Yeah,
You're burning him.
We have
That's
that
the
for
bonfire
Carnival
dish.
in Curacao.
The fireworks are more of a celebration, but the fire and the bonfire and the burning of Guy Fawkes, which is usually just a straw man or something shit.
It'd be like mum's tights stuffed with like newspaper or straw.
That is crazy. We do that at the end of Carnival in Curacao.
Do you want to know something?
The US do that with witches.
Yeah. Yeah, they got the wrong end of the stick. Do you know what the Americans used to do before the revolution? How they used to do Guy Fawkes night?
Burn witches?
They would burn effigies of the Pope.
Interesting.
So they were pretty bloody Protestant over there to begin with. But
Were they?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I mean, you have a big Catholic following in the US, but it's mostly pagan Christians. You see what I did there?
Oh, here we go. Your papist sentiments coming up.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly pagan Christian. So, but
yeah, I mean, these guys wore buckles on their heads, didn't they, on their hats? So there were a few pennies short of a pound, I think.
There was no penny for the guy.
Hey.
So what was the idea behind was it just kids? It's sort of like our Halloween, isn't it? Originally, is you have kids make a guy and then go around basically trying to get a quid off people.
I mean, it's a bit weird if it's a quid and we're asking for a penny. I don't actually know what it was. I mean, I can Google it and pretend it's my own fact. And
No, but I mean, what did you used to do for Guy Fawkes night?
I used to go. There was a local pub, and they'd have a fireworks display.
Yeah, I used to like those dodgy like bonfires. In fact, there was a bonfire behind me on the council estate, and it looked like
It was just a house going up in flames.
pretty much. I was like, that's at least 30 feet too close to.
That's about £20 worth of damage.
Yes, I gotta say that's a pretty expensive holiday if everyone's burning their local town center every year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's usually what a local pub will probably do one, like a local football or rugby club, or even just a town or city. So you get like, well, conveniently, you've got Lewis bonfire in the south coast. You got like Eden Bridge in oh god, where's that? Surrey.
Lewis is the big one, isn't it?
Lewis is quite big.
Say that again.
Yeah, he's fat.
In Lewis,
These arms, man.
So Lewis
That's cool.
Lewis isn't too far from the town, not the person. Isn't too far from where me and Dan come from. And what they started to do is they shut down the road, because it's just mad. It's like a carnival. Like they do big effigies of politicians, and it's a whole thing.
Yeah, I think it was Putin this year as well.
Yeah.
There was a firework display nearby. Well, I say nearby, somewhere nearby. Which the effigy was Liz Truss and a lettuce.
A lettuce? Why lettuce?
There was
Oh, I get it.
Was it the Daily Star did the competition which will last longer? Liz Truss.
Yeah.
And so they did that.
Amazing.
And for anyone listening, the latest one.
The latest
It did.
trailer.
It did. And it had a smiley face and everything when it won. It's worth checking out.
Yeah, so we've got a new Prime Minister.
It's a lettuce.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a snack.
An absolute snack.
So talking of new things then, so we've got a new Prime Minister. Elon Musk's bought Twitter. So he's going to be the new CEO of that. So what's your thoughts on that? Do you like him? Do you hate him? I mean, everyone I speak to has always got different opinions on Elon Musk. So go for it. Let's go around the room.
I feel like he's setting up, because we were talking about what you would do with like $1 million or $1 billion about pranking the world. I feel like Elon Musk right now is laying the ground for like the biggest prank the world has ever seen.
I think that's too optimistic. I think he's just a bit unhinged. I think him and Kanye West are just fucking. I think if you're good at one thing, you can't apply it to everything. And I think Elon Musk, Kanye West, I think they've got that going on. They've got sort of, they're like, oh, I'm good at this one thing. That means I'm good at everything else, right? And it's like, no, not necessarily. I
mean, PayPal, electric cars, they're very different.
Yeah, but he's good at being a boss. He's not, or a salesperson. It's like Steve Jobs. I wouldn't want to bloody work in an office with Steve Jobs, but he can sell something. You know, he can.
I mean, he would stink out the office if you shared an office with him now.
Definitely now.
But I feel like Kanye's always been that way.
Yeah, I was saying this the other day. Do you remember the whole George Bush don't care about black people thing after Katrina? It's like he's always been like on that level.
Was that where he was stood with Mike Myers, and throwback to Halloween episode, and he just carried on as normal.
Yeah, that must be the most awkward anyone's ever felt.
I don't know. I feel like they're both trolling the world.
I hope it's
one
that.
Big troll.
I hope it's that, but I feel like I just can't see it being that, to be honest. The thing is, with Elon Musk and Twitter, it's kind of like, I mean, it's interesting, but it's also like a bit boring. Like all his other companies are quite out there, whether or not they're viable. Like the Tunnel, the Boring Company, the SpaceX, Tesla, like putting their viability to the side. At least it's something innovative. I feel like he's doing this as a political like crusade of, oh, you know, free speech this, free speech that. He's got to like. So in order to make free speech happen, he's got to monopolize the public square of the internet. It just doesn't make a lot of sense, really, to me.
And then it's someone's subjective opinion on what's free speech as well.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Because now everyone can pay to be verified. We could have a blue tick, guys.
Oh my god!
One of the many forum podcasts around there will be the.
We can be the main one. We'll be the main one.
So bring those donations in, guys.
You know, because everyone should take our word as gospel.
/
Yeah. Right, okay, so let's imagine you had to, like, for one day, you got to either be Elon Musk or Kanye West. And to be honest, having billions and billions of pounds for one day is probably not even that big a deal. Like, I think Kanye's got enough money to do whatever the fuck you wanted to do on that day. But who would you rather be for a day, Elon or Kanye?
Like right now, or
you wake up tomorrow and you're either Elon or Kanye for one day, 24 hours. Who are you? Like, who would you be and what would you do?
I have to ask Casey, when you say in their prime, are you talking about when he was married to Kim Kardashian?
Exactly, because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, but Elon Musk hasn't done bad for himself either, has he?
Not at all. Well, then again, he did.
I mean, he probably had his bed shat on or something.
Did you know? You notice he got a bit more crazier after Amber Heard.
True, it rubbed off.
Just saying.
It rubbed off. I should have washed it off.
It's one of them fecal matter transplants.
Wait, who was after Amber Heard?
Or
what was after Amber Heard?
Thingy, what's her name? Grimes. Is it Grimes?
Yeah, Grimes. Yeah.
Or was she before? I don't know.
Ironic, grimy.
Probably at the same time.
Thanks, Dan.
What?
Never mind.
Oh. I feel
Yeah.
like I just missed something there.
Well, listen back to it. Listen back to
I
it.
got it.
Thanks, Lewis. So, yeah, no, it's I don't know. Is there a coincidence there, or is it laying the groundwork? But I don't know. I think I would be Elon Musk because I want to go to space.
But could you get up in space in a day? You've only got a day, right?
I mean, I'm
You
pretty sure it doesn't take
definitely-
longer than that.
It's
You
his
could
rocket.
You probably could get there in a day, but you definitely leave by the day, and it's probably not coming back anyway.
I mean, you didn't say I have to return back to
No.
normal in any way.
That would be like the last minute of the day. You do whatever the fuck you want, blow shit tons of money, go on your fucking shag supermodel process, do whatever the fuck you want, and then at the last minute you're like, right, well, boys, I'm away to space, and then you pretty much prolong time,
Yeah.
or go somewhere where time's slower, slow
Yeah,
down
but then
time.
you're gonna need a fucking rocket for
Yeah.
that.
How are you
Yeah,
going to get
yeah,
a black hole in time?
Just fucking find Bernard from Bernard's Watch and stop the time.
Oh,
what
that's a
program?
reference that no one will get.
Yeah, I'm at a loss here. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, geez, will get it.
So
No,
Bernard's Watch.
jeez.
So Bernard's Watch is a program, and it's like he has a stopwatch, and it can stop time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And
It was pretty damn sick.
it was.
It
I mean,
was sick, yeah.
it was good. I mean, a lot of the time he'd like, I don't know what he was quite. I feel like he was a bit mentally unstable because he'd pause.
It's so fitting.
He'd pause time and just sort of wander around like with no friends. And what he'd tend to find is he'd come across like an accident or something, or like, and he'd have to like,
Himself.
he'd have to like jerry.
Like,
rig,
fuck you. Just fucking.
We'd have to like jerry rig a way to save people from like getting hit by a car.
Oh, okay.
Um,
It's not what I would be doing.
No.
Yeah, well, this is a kid show, Casey,
Yeah.
so it's even more
But-
terrifying.
but do
Yeah.
you remember the excuse the pun, other side of the coin to that show? The Queen's nose.
Oh, I do remember
No?
that actually.
The
I do.
The Queen's nose was a 50p that sort of. It was kind of like the ring from Lord of the Rings, the One Ring, because it would sort of roll away and just find somebody in need.
Yeah.
And you'd rub the Queen's nose, you'd rub the 50p, and it would grant you a wish. And it was sort of very parallel to Bernard's Watch, the sort of situations that they'd get in because they'd ask for something,
Yeah.
otherworldly and sort of weird shit would happen. But those two shows were on pretty much at the same time, and it was banging TV, honestly.
I don't remember that. I remember Bernard's Watch.
I remember that. Did you remember that? What was the other one? Devil Finger. That one.
This is British childhood TV shows.
Yeah.
That was like a sketch show, wasn't it? That one.
I can't remember, but I do
Oh,
remember.
I thought that
it
was
weird.
just Lewis in a bedroom.
Yeah. Did your mum tell you?
That's when you rub it in chili. No, your dad did.
Oh,
Oh, good.
Oh, boys. Oh,
That's a
simmer
joke.
down.
what other banging TV shows were there? Does anybody remember Go Outside?
You realise that we're making this proper niche for UK only.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah, we're-
All of these shows, I don't know any
Casey
of them.
Casey could just pretend and go, "Oh yeah,
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 I
in
remember
Curacao."
that
EDL.
Oh god, oh god! I accidentally joined a march for that once.
No,
no.
you got
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
As if you've not. I'm sure I've told you this. I well, it wasn't EDL. It was a march for Tommy Robinson.
Yeah,
Basically, it was when I think he just had he just gone to prison or he was trying to appeal his conviction or something. And I was in London for a conference thing, and at lunchtime there was basically not enough food. So me and one of the guys, we said, "Oh, we'll go Tesco. We'll get a meal deal. We'll come back. We'll eat at in the conference." I was like, "Yeah, sounds good." So we walked towards Tesco, and there's this big like cordoned off road, and we're like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And there was no indication or anything, but you could hear some shouting and stuff, like a few blocks away, or whatever. So we just went, we've got to get our food. So we went to Tesco. Other supermarkets do exist. Got our meal deals. We left, and then the cordoned off road was getting louder and louder. So we thought we'll see what's going on, and then we'll go back. And we saw that there was someone with the rubber mask of Donald Trump and must have been Boris Johnson or might have been Theresa May at the time. And
Big distinction there.
I don't remember those. They were blonde. And yeah, they were basically chanting to release Tommy Robinson from prison or custody or whatever. And we had to cross the road to basically get to where we needed to be. So we were like, oh shit, this is a big march, and they've literally stopped and they've cordoned off the rest of it, so we can't even walk through. So we had to walk through it, but at the same time, you couldn't just walk directly through. You had to walk
And
diagonal.
that's how you ended up on national TV interview.
So, well, no, they had loads of cameras there as well. And the thing is, my friend thought it'd be hilarious to then start recording me marching with them.
Oh,
So
no.
he has it. I don't know if he still has it, but there was a video of me on their phone walking with a Tommy Robinson march on the way back from a conference. And
That's
basically,
hilarious.
because we were gone for a while, someone went, "Where were you guys?" And we just went, "Oh, we were just marching for Tommy Robinson."
That's amazing.
And we got some very, very, disappointed looks. And I'm just glad that there was no HR people nearby.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I ended up in a march for Tommy Robinson.
Yeah, for our audience who doesn't know who he is, he's sort of, what would you say? He's right wing, anti-immigration, anti-Islamic. I think
Is he not the founder of the English Defence League?
Yeah, he is. Or he was, I think. He was a leader of it at one point, I think.
Yeah, but there's all other ones now, isn't there? There's all offshoots of it. But
is it still going?
I think the reason he got done was he basically took a video recording. Well, sort of. He took a video recording of like an ongoing trial, like a court case. I think it was like a grooming court case. I can't remember where that grooming happened. Was it Rochdale or somewhere?
Oh yeah, that rings a bell. Yeah.
So he took a video of it, and basically the judge was like not happy, obviously. So just banged him up, which I mean, it's pretty slap easy case of you broke this law, you're going to jail. I don't really know how you can free him for that, but yeah.
Oh yeah, it was when they were going into the court or something, wasn't it?
You get pardon from the prime minister, like you can from the president of the United States, right?
I don't think so.
Because Enigma Code, what's his name?
Oh, Alan Turing.
Alan Turing got a pardon.
It didn't really work out.
They're not from the Queen. I thought the Queen did the pardon. Or the King now. I thought it was the King or the Queen who pardoned.
Yeah, but I think it's all on advice of the Prime Minister, isn't it? The King doesn't really do anything. They just go yay or nay.
And name.
I didn't know they were horses because they said nay.
Well, have you seen Princess Anne?
Oh,
that's
only
rough.
3 people will get that.
Don't lie. We'd all get there for the money.
Just Google Princess Anne.
All right.
I used to end up in protests a lot because I worked on Parliament Street, and you'd never really think to sort of Google or like look ahead, and you just turn up, and outside the gates at number 10, there'd just be like, those are all sorts, like anti-Bangladeshi ones. The one that turned weirdly drunken / violent was there was like loads of Marines, and they were protesting. I think it was like Soldier 22 or something like that, or Marine 22. And it was a guy who like executed a dying prisoner in Afghanistan. And they just got so drunk outside this pub that it didn't turn violent. It just turned so sloppy that I think the police were on edge, but they'd just be like falling over themselves and like dropping glasses and stuff like that. But I just remember like these American tourists just trying to eat fish and chips. By the way, £20 fish and chips at the pub that's opposite number 10. I forget what it's called, Red Line or Golden Line or something like that.
It's probably Red Line, let's be honest, with the pub.
Yeah, probably. And like these Americans are just like trying to eat their chips and fries. Well, no, we'd call them chips there. And also they're always chips. Actually, you know what? I think they're fries if they're small. They're chips if they're big. But
chunky chips, not fat fries.
Yeah, but this soldier
freedom fries,
drunk off his gourd, like leaning over these American soldiers. They must have just got a face full of beard while he's trying to explain what's going on. They're like, oh, we're trying to get this soldier released. They locked him up because he was in a gunfight and he shot a guy. And I was like, that's not quite what happened.
Underplaying it.
He sort of executed a prisoner, but I mean, yeah, that was the sloppiest one, the sloppiest protest. But you just sort of look out the window, and there's always something going on in Westminster, really. But,
Oh, it was in Westminster as well, actually, now I think about it.
oh, there you go.
Nice, yeah. Small world.
Is it near number 10?
I don't remember now. I don't think it was.
If
think it
Amber
was
was there, it was
near-
near number 2.
Is it Big Ben near there? I don't know.
That's pretty close to that, to be honest. I mean, it's bloody London. It's all streets away. I once accidentally also joined the troop in the colour because I wasn't paying attention. Walking, is it St James's Park? I can't remember. I was walking through the park, and I basically got on the wrong side of some bollards, and I was just walking forward, and just like I was like, "Why am I on my own?" And then I like look around, and it's like I'm
in the Queen's house.
I'm like 100 meters into Horse Guards, I think it's called, and there's just this police officer like fingering his MP7, looking at me like, "What are you doing?" But luckily, one, I'm white. Two, I've not like got a huge backpack on, so they're just they're like, right, go away, basically. But it was like, as when I looked up and there's just like horses and just like cameras everywhere, like, oh, that could have been really unfortunate. But yeah, the places you end up in London.
Fingering his MP7. Sorry, I heard that line and just thought I can't interrupt.
And then he saw Liam. Started fingering harder.
Although when you mentioned about the Americans just trying to enjoy their holiday meal of some chips, I'm interested about what you guys would do. So I saw some tourists with an ice cream, and they held it out in front of them, and they went to take a photo of it, basically to say, "Oh, look, I'm on holiday." And as they were about to take a photo, a seagull swept down and took a massive chunk of the ice cream. Like, she still had a lot of it, but took a massive chunk. And I thought, that's pretty disgusting. And then she continued to eat it.
Oh,
Yo, she probably paid a good penny for it.
I mean, most likely. But
no.
so my reaction was the same as Liam's, which was one of disgust.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all on the same wavelength for this, because that is absolutely right.
Nah, sharing's caring, right?
No, they're
Equality.
flying rats. They're worse than pigeons, honestly.
I tell you
Nah,
what, I
don't
got my friend got harassed by seagulls.
Bloody Cecils.
At the Enscheveningen where you were, Liam. And
The beacher.
but the hilarious thing is, one of the seagulls landed in front of him and was doing some weird stuff, distracting him, while the other seagull came and stuck the sandwich from his hand.
That just sounds like an embellished story for a podcast.
It's not. It's not.
What, did they wear like a fake mustache and glasses and start tap dancing?
Dressed as burglars.
And the name was Steven Seagal.
Wow, it would be Steven Seagull, not Seagal.
They are smart though. I mean, they are just a plague, like especially around seaside towns. Where me and Dan grew up, it's just like you just know not to feed them anything because they just shit everywhere and they just seem to multiply.
Are you still talking about seagulls or humans now?
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh, bringing back to Amber Heard, aren't we?
Yeah, man. So
wait, sorry, wait. We're agreed that is disgusting, and that person should just not be living.
No, chuck it away. Yeah, there are loads of myths about how to kill seagulls when we're kids. Like,
was there?
Yeah, like if you feed them lemonade, like if you get a chip.
Is this in the juvenile centre for problem children?
Rice.
And all sorts, like you can make them explode and stuff like that. I don't know how true it is, but yeah.
Only one way to find out.
If we get 100 subscribers on YouTube to celebrate,
we're getting cancelled.
We'll go on a seaside genocide.
I then look forward to a sponsorship from Peter.
No, I don't support animal cruelty. But...
Yeah, but rats, I mean, flying rats.
Yeah, it's vermin, to be honest.
They do steal chips and ice cream.
They're seagulls, not pigeons.
They're even worse. They're just bigger pigeons.
To be honest, the pigeons are pretty bad as well. I've got a video of me like sitting on a park bench and they literally will jump on my legs and like I can't remember what I was eating, just like a Tesco sandwich, and they're just
a dick.
just fucking all over me. It was in Brighton, by the way.
Speaking about
could it
all
be?
over me, good one, Liam. If you could stop one crime, which would it be? But here's the catch: the only way to stop this crime is if you commit it once.
But
I'm
it's
just
before
confused how all over
Yeah,
me
yeah.
is linked to that.
yeah. I was literally about
What
to
the
say
hell
that.
is yours then?
What?
What you said? Oh, speaking of all over me, if you could stop one crime by doing it
God.
yourself, what the hell is your crime?
You guys
Go on,
first.
Casey. No,
Okay.
you've set this
Oh.
up.
Ladies first. Go on, Dan. On you go.
Who
I
hurt
mean,
you?
I still want to know what Casey's after here.
No, you'll get to mine. Don't worry.
It's a tricky
I-
one.
I need time to think. Casey's already got one. I'm intrigued.
No, actually, I've got several, but I'm trying to think
I
which one's safer to say.
Which one would not incriminate you?
Are you the last person charged with the crime? So if you commit it,
That's a fair question. No, you're not. So basically, you're kind of doing the heroic thing, depending on the crime,
yeah,
to stop it from happening.
because you could do murder, but you're gonna end up in jail, so it's pretty shit.
Yeah. No, you won't get. So you'll get away with the crime.
No,
Basically.
you will get away with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you were to kill somebody in this hypothetical, you would stop all other killings, and you would be off scot free.
But that type depends on how you kill that person.
Oh, okay. So
Yes, true. You might,
Yeah.
because what if you accidentally like stop murder in the second degree, and then everybody just starts murdering each other in the first degree, or like you accidentally stop manslaughter, so everybody now goes to jail for murder. Like you've got to be careful if you're going to commit a murder. You've got to premeditate it, prove that you're not crazy, which is going to be difficult because you're going to be like, well, I'm doing this to stop the murders. You know, I'm murdering someone to stop the murders.
No, let's make it this way. Everybody knows that you're doing this crime to prevent it in the future, but still people are still
Oh,
going to
God.
judge you.
Could you
because-
imagine? Could you imagine everybody trying to like poll you to be like, oh, please just rape one person. Oh, please kill one person.
Yeah.
Please genocide me.
I feel like I've seen this video before.
Wait, hold on. How can you genocide one person? That's interesting. So you can't prevent genocide.
You could you
Right,
somebody-
Genesis.
Phil Collins with the machine gun. You could find somebody that's like the last person to speak a language, or like the Sentinelese tribe, or like a Brazilian tribe, one of them rainforest tribes.
So like an endangered human species.
Yeah, and then you'd have to wipe it out.
Russians.
Oh, God.
Oh God, I'm gonna die, aren't I?
So somebody go then. Tell us what it would be.
No, you could. I mean, none of us could actually pull it off anyway. But,
One
like,
crime.
Nice clarification. Just get out scot-free right away.
Yeah. Yes, if this does happen, then exactly. Oh, it's like OJ Simpson, isn't it? If I did do it,
if the glove don't
here
fit,
is
you
exactly
must
how I did
acquit.
it.
politely Chewbacca defense. I mean, you could do speeding or something like that. That would be fairly easy. Like you just speed once.
Yeah, but then now you just prevented people from getting speeding tickets, which means more accidents.
Oh, so they still do the crime. They just wouldn't get charged for it.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah,
Well,
Yeah,
okay.
because you just said if we murder once, then now murder's legal. I see the purge.
No, because then you prevent murder. So Liam's right. So then people can't speed
So
anymore.
you can't speed.
Yeah.
The limit is to 70
whatever-
miles an
Oh
hour.
my God! But then all the ambulances don't reach the hospitals in time. and people die.
Yeah.
Yes, you're the murderer. Yeah.
You've got to think it through, guys.
Full circle.
I think I would.
It's going to be some kind of minor crime now, like theft.
I think the right answer here is to stop lying in court, because if you stop lying in court, then the people who actually deserve to be punished are punished. So you would go to court, you would lie, and then basically when the bad people actually end up in court.
But
You try
could you lie by admission? Oh, I guess you get asked a question by the
Lie about anything. You just have to lie in court. That's illegal, and then anybody else who goes in to get their justice gets the right justice.
So
Yeah, but
if you do the one thing that eradicates it, can you still carry on doing it yourself?
No.
Okay,
It's
so
a
you murder one
one-time deal.
person, you can't murder anyone else ever again as well.
No.
Okay.
Have you got a hit list?
Well, I mean, I was about to say, if you want to make a fortune, you could be the only prostitute in the world.
Oh my god.
But that's not illegal in certain countries.
That's
Yeah,
the
I know,
point.
but then technically it just stops it from happening, except for one person. So they'd have to,
yeah,
pay for one. You would die of exhaustion.
and HIV probably. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Riddled.
But if you're rich, who cares?
I'm trying to go between the two, either buying a slave or a child slave.
Oh,
like, what do I
God.
want to prevent more?
Is that the carousel token?
Oh, the thing is,
because if you do it, then you've ended slavery, right?
no, you haven't.
Yeah, but then your products will get really expensive because there's no more slave labor.
So then I'll get
Goodbye,
hate from
Primark.
the hate from the people that love Primark.
Goodbye, Primark. Goodbye, any designer good.
Goodbye, Adidas.
That's not illegal. That's not illegal.
Oh, you could declare war illegally.
Ah.
Russia.
So basically, any war is
Oh,
technically.
come on, fucking America 3 times in the past 20 years. It's not Russia.
Good reason. There was weapons of mass destruction that were proven.
What was in Afghanistan?
I'm just saying, biological and chemical warfare is also WMDs. Just saying.
Yeah, and they barely had any of those either.
But I'm just saying. They were there. Just saying. It checks out.
What was Libya about again? I've lost it.
Libya was just it was time for Gaddafi to go, man.
They just didn't like Mickey Rourke ruling Libya.
Mickey Rourke.
Oh my god, yeah, I see that.
That's brilliant. I can't unsee that anymore.
I think Gaddafi dying probably made the world.
All right. Oh, hold on.
Place.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, hold on. I said mine. What about you guys?
Wait, what did you go for in the end?
Slavery.
Which one? Child or just general?
I think general, because that would end child slavery too.
But you wouldn't, because you'd make the crime impossible, but you wouldn't free. That wouldn't free any slaves, would it?
So you have to give them a sock.
I suppose you're making. Bobby has a sock. Bobby is free.
I'm getting cancelled. Jesus.
Oh god.
That's not the worst thing we said. Let's be honest.
No, I suppose you'd make it illegal for a child to be owned as slaves.
I mean, it is illegal already.
Yeah. If you illegally own the slave, then it would, you'd stop all illegally owned slaves. And there's no
It is a crime. It is a crime already. Now I'm preventing that crime from being able to be done.
But you could molest a child.
Yeah, see, I was. Jay, is that yours? Is that your?
I mean, is that illegal in the Vatican City?
Jesus.
Oh Lord.
You're gonna say that, Casey.
Oh yeah, shit.
That's some proper proddy talk there.
Oh lordy lord.
Let's get the Pope on the bonfire.
we gotta burn this one. Dan, what's your address again? It's still November, right?
It's the dwarves and the priests that are after me. I feel like this is going to be some kind of Lord of the Rings film.
Breaking some enemies.
It's like Dungeons and Dragons, isn't it? Dwarves and priests.
I can't wait for the Council of Elrond, and they've just got a picture of Dan's face.
One does not simply
travel to, where was it?
Blank.
Bristol. Curacao. All right, guys. All right, so Liam's ending.
Russia.
I like how he just went with children instead of just general, but it's
no, because it's individual crimes. But the thing is, no. Here's what I do: I just expose myself to. Oh God, that sounds worse.
I can't wait to make clips.
No. Oh God, what's a really stupid crime?
Sorry, can you repeat that, sir? I did not understand you.
Oh God.
No, I do something that's harmless, but I declare.
Oh, yeah, harmless, yeah.
You mean a kid?
I'd declare war on Luxembourg and then immediately sue for peace.
Oh dear.
So that would stop all illegal wars, as if there's such thing as a legal war.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Okay, that's noble.
Right. What is the pettiest crime that is literally has no victims?
Yeah, but that's why you don't want to ban
Oh,
them.
I know what I'd do.
Yeah.
I'd watch a pirated film.
No, you can't do that.
No, because that would stop all
No.
people watching the pirated films.
I know. I'll be that guy.
God.
I would be literally public enemy number one after the dwarves and the priests. I might as well go for the whole world.
Sony would be on their knees sucking you off straight away.
And Odeon.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm gonna go for that just to spite everyone.
No,
So
but I'd never pirate anyway. I always buy full price.
yeah.
Enjoying FIFA and Call of Duty. Eh?
What do you think? If I can hack FIFA or something? These skills are unfucking matched. Unbelievable and
Evident
personally
when we
traught.
played each other.
Yeah,
All right. So
3-0.
just to be
Drop a
clear,
comment on the video.
Lewis
on the
is
podcast.
lying in court, so
Yeah.
that they can never lie again.
Yeah.
Dan is, what's your petty crime again? I forget.
Watching a pirated film.
Watching a pirated film, so we can never watch films illegally again.
Fuck you all.
Say that again. Dan is watching a pirated film, so we can never watch illegal films again.
Actually,
Oh
wait,
You wouldn't
I need
steal a
to-
car. You wouldn't steal a film.
But I want to interject because I don't actually think the pirating of the film is illegal. I think it's the people who host the piracy. So like, it's actually you're not. As
Okay,
far
I'll
as I'm aware.
distribute a pirated film.
Okay.
All right, fuck you then.
You do know you wipe out like 80% of pornography.
Good
overnight.
point.
Oh, and then the priest will forgive me.
Liam is declaring war on Luxembourg and immediately suing for peace to
But
prevent.
not
So he's not touching
specifically-
children or exposing himself to children.
no.
Right? He's
No,
over
he's
that.
doing
No.
anyways.
He's had his therapy.
He only does that. He only does that on Sundays at church.
Oh, God. But I'm not specifically declaring war on Luxembourg. I'm just declaring war illegally on anyone. That's the crime, is declaring war illegally.
Yeah, fair.
Which, to be honest, I don't think anyone's been prosecuted for, but I think it is illegal.
All right. And finally, I'm buying a slave to end slavery.
Oh, God.
Oh god! All right, just cut it from where he says to end slavery.
What?
And yeah.
So where are you going to get the slave from, though? That's the problem.
See, Don, that's not fair. That's
Oh, there's got to be a shop with a pun name or something.
that's not
No,
fair.
because the crime you have to be able to achieve the crime in order to stop it.
Oh, I'm sure he could pick one up cheap in Curacao.
Isn't like Amsterdam central for human
Yeah, that's
trafficking
true.
anyway? So
Yeah.
so I guess I'll just go stand at Amsterdam
brothel
Central and
ever.
pick one.
Any massage parlor, any brothel,
So
and then look in the basement.
So yeah,
I feel like we've made the world a better place.
I agree, and I feel like on that note,
Well, I think before we do that, there was a special occasion that happened, wasn't there?
oh,
What happened?
Did one of our podcast crew get a little bit older?
Technically, we all got old.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
I
all
felt
did.
like I'm getting fucking older
If
waiting for that
you're,
pause.
if you're talking about my birthday that was 2 weeks ago, then yes.
It's alright, we'll edit that one out.
Close enough.
But yeah.
Lewis, how was your birthday? Do you even remember?
No one
it?
gives a shit. No, fuck it. No one gives a shit. No, fuck it.
Yeah, it was great. It was really good. Really, really enjoyed it. I was up in Scotland. We went for some nice food.
You're Scottish?
Yeah, I am. Believe it or
Yeah.
not.
not believe
But
it.
yeah, we went to Scotland, had some nice food. Went basically shopping, bought me some shit, got a new scooter.
Did you get some haggis?
No haggis, unfortunately. I
Then
went
you
there.
say
And
you're Scottish. Fucking
they
disgusting.
said somebody called Casey fucking cleaned them out. So
So you don't have a pet haggis anymore?
They're all in my
I don't.
backyard.
I had to kill it.
Didn't put her down.
Yeah, I had to kill it. It was starving. But no, yeah, basically got a scooter.
Is it bad that when you said scooter, I just pictured a mobility scooter for some reason?
That's exactly what it is.
I'm imagining Stephen Hawking.
Yeah. Exactly that.
You do look similar.
Yeah. I agree. So yeah, it's pretty much Stephen Hawking's wannabe. But it's good having a birthday just before Halloween because you can dress up with the costume. So that scooter has really helped me out.
Stops
Did
you
you
getting
dress up all
cancelled.
slutty?
I dressed up as Stephen Hawkins.
Yeah, slightly
A
Steve.
sexy Stephen Hawking.
He's dressed as like a little schoolboy.
Come over here, girl.
Just Google translating it.
Let me see your black hole.
What is
Oh,
what is under
God.
those?
Jesus Lord.
and then if it's
But
in the
no,
deep south, it's the theory of red. Oh, that's Einstein. Never mind.
Oh, he's fucked up.
Fuck my life. I'm out.
Mm, mm.
But no, it was
Casey was
good.
getting offended.
It was very good. And the scooter is actually an electric scooter, straight from China.
Saving the world.
And when I took it on my first ever outing,
Oh no.
I was joined by Liam.
God,
and
that's bad.
essentially we decided, oh, let's go get some shopping. So we scooted, it's like 2 miles to get the food. So we got there, came back, 2 massive bags full.
Oh no.
And so not the scooter's fault, it's the bag's fault. But Liam, you can tell the story from here.
Yeah, so we're not being very safe. Like we're going pretty fast, not really looking around corners. And I'm like accelerating. We're on the like last stretch home, and I'm in front of Lewis. I'm like, oh, don't overtake me. It's too narrow. It's dangerous. And these bags are very lopsided. They're very heavy. So we don't have like rucksacks or anything. So they're just on the scooter's handbars. I've got my own I've got my rented one. You can rent them around there. And I'm just driving along really fast, and I just hear I just hear metal like scraping along the floor.
No.
And it's like clattering behind me. I'm just like, and I'm like fucking reactions of a hawk. I literally like jump off my scooter, but because I've not braked or like de-accelerated, it's like I have to run to keep up with my scooter. And there's a lamppost, and I'm just heading straight towards it. It's one of those things where like you're trying to catch up with your feet.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I managed to like do it. I managed to sort of catch myself and stop my momentum. And I just turn expecting Lewis to be like dead, hit by a car. Because keep in mind, that's the only noise I heard. I didn't hear, oh, fuck, or anyone going, anyone hurt. I just heard complete silence, like metal scraping, complete silence. And I turn around and he's like absolutely fine. He's just like dropped a bag and like all the Coke cans have like hit the floor and scraped. And he's just looking at me like I'm mental.
I was laughing at you, almost hitting yourself at a fucking massive lamppost or whatever the fuck it was.
Just imagine it from my point of view. I just hear metal scraping on the floor and no other sound. I'm like, oh, he's dead. Instantly died. Hit the wall, car hit him. So I'm being a good friend. I'm jumping off my scooter, putting my life at risk to run to the rescue.
But what you haven't said is you jumped off the scooter because you thought you could nick his stuff because he was dead.
The perfect crime. Nobody will be able to commit it again as well.
And exactly.
Throwback, like it.
Well, I'm glad you're both okay.
It was a disaster from that point though, because we've got these 2 carrier bags. There's no handle. Mine broke as well. There's no handles on them, so we're like sort of using the scooters as sleds and sort of having the bag like balanced on it. But it was just
So did you lose all your food as well?
No.
But was it good food? Was it good food?
It was okay. I mean, we did a decent sized shop. That's why the bags were so heavy. But it was meats, big bottles of cola and shit like that. So it was like things that are going to weigh down the back. Multi packs with 1 can missing. It was yeah.
So you went shopping in the Netherlands.
But no, that's the problem with going to Lidl is you just fill up on crap, like stuff you don't need, Especially
When you say
the
crap,
middle.
do you mean high quality products?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Please
We
cheap,
still
isn't it?
need to go for those sponsorships, guys.
We're talking about,
With our 12 subscribers or whatever we're on.
are you calling Amber Heard a high quality product?
No, not at all. Not even slightly.
Damaged goods, literally.
Oh god.
Multi-pack with a few cans missing.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to be dumped by her.
or on her, or well,
You've had another crash, haven't you, Lewis, as well? I didn't.
Yeah,
watch
so
it.
no, this one was the worst one. So basically, we were on Halloween. Sorry, not Halloween. On the bonfire night, we went to see the fireworks, and we were like, "Fuck it, let's take the scooter because it's like 2 miles away again." And but it's in the other direction. And basically, we got there to this big fuck off park that they have like a firework event, and yeah, when we got there, it was so frustrating because it was like we were standing at the fence for like an hour before it was going to go off, and so we knew the spot because we asked the police, we asked the security, we asked everybody like, where's the best fucking spot? So there was like 3 people there, and there was probably about 1,000 people actually in the firework event, but like in the decent spot, there was about 3 people. So we were there from about an hour before, and bearing in mind I've got this big scooter, and like literally as soon as the first firework went over, it was like a stampede of like 1,000 people surrounding you. You've got this scooter and you can't move it because it's just like bumping into everybody, and so anyway, that's when we were there. The fireworks were really fucking cool. Then we come back, and it was quite dark at night because obviously the fireworks go up late-ish, and I couldn't see the curb. So anyway, I fucking was driving on the way back, crossed the road, and then do you know how like the curb kind of goes down a little bit before, like when you exit the pavement, and then when you enter a new pavement, it kind of comes up a little bit.
Yeah.
So anyway, it went down on one side, but I don't know what was wrong with this pavement, but it didn't go up at the other side.
Oh no.
So I was full expecting for it to go down and then back up at the other side. It went down at one side. The other side was like normal curb size. I went in face first with the fucking scooter. And you know when you do like over the handlebars on your bike, it was basically like that. I went over the handlebars on the scooter. I fucked my thumb, and yeah, I basically just fucked my hand. I protected my face, and I scuffed my knee a bit. But yeah, it was. I should wear a helmet.
Explains the FIFA skills if you fucked your hand.
Yeah. I only need one hand to beat you, Dan. So.
Yeah, evident.
Yeah, but we should record some FIFA, Dan, and we'll put the gameplay up on one of the next
Well, if we
podcasts.
get enough people interested in the comments of the podcast, we could
Yeah.
do a grudge match on Twitch.
Yeah.
So that will never happen.
So you'll hear it. Put it in the comments, guys. Put it in the comments.
Yeah, cheers, Tom.
Yeah, or the other one.
All right,
Oh, we
boys.
could really freak them out by just in the middle of a podcast just randomly calling them out. Just be like, no, that never happened. What are you on about?
I hope your work's going well, Guy. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. See you on Call of Duty.
Yeah. Watch out, the manager's coming.
All right, boys. On that note, I think I will bid everybody a wonderful evening. Thanks for listening, guys. We really appreciate it. We love you.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Some of us.
Have a great week.
Like, subscribe, comment, and remember to wrap it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep warm this winter.
Don't be a fool. Cover your tool.
Two jackets. Bye-bye.
Adios.